Hi everyone, welcome to this new unprepared video. I didn't have time to create an extended video this week because I was too busy working and studying art. I'm challenging myself to improve my color theory skills, and what better way to do that than to challenge myself to make 100 color studies. The challenge is based on Ahmed Aldoori's 100 Heads challenge, but instead of heads I'm drawing landscapes, heads and everything else. So yeah, this painting is one of them, and I think this is number 37. In a few weeks I will update you with a new video on this challenge, so please consider subscribing and I will keep you updated. I've also started working as a freelance artist. I've had my first commissions in the past few months. I make illustrations for high school biology books, and as a biologist it is great that I can combine my two passions. When I started taking art seriously 4 years ago, I couldn't imagine ever making money from it. In the past 4 years I've been drawing almost every day, and it has been challenging. I've considered giving up multiple times in those past years because my progress seemed slow or non-existent. It is only in the past 6 months that I've become more confident in certain aspects of drawing. However, there's still a lot to learn, and I think I've only scratched the surface of what I could possibly learn, especially color theory, which is difficult. That's why I created this challenge for myself. When I hear professional artists talk about their learning curves and skill levels, they always mention that they have skills to improve on. I think that's something inevitable with art. You can always improve and get better. It's frustrating, but also comforting in a way. You'll always be walking uphill, but after a while, the terrain gets more beautiful, the views more exciting, and you'll have stronger calves than ever. Nice metaphor, right? Besides the artistic skills, I've also improved other important skills. Consistency and patience are the two most important, I think. Especially patience, because learning is never quick, or at least to become skilled at something will take a lot of time. This not only applies to art, but also to learn an instrument or a language. Before starting, I didn't expect this to be a thing. I remember after the first year that I thought to myself, what? I can draw like my favorite artist yet? How is it possible? I've been drawing every day for a year. At that time, a year felt like a huge investment, especially considering that I had committed time and effort to draw every day, even when I didn't feel like it. In hindsight, I improved a lot in 1 year. Well, relatively speaking. I still wasn't able to draw a lot of things, but I learned about the basics and I could draw a cat or two without reference. Yay. And these are things that I couldn't do before. However, when comparing that to other artists on social media, it was far from good. Luckily, I realized this quickly and I didn't give up, which I think happens to a lot of artists who don't realize this and quit because they think they haven't made any progress. There's no cure for the feeling of wanting to quit, but the most important thing is to find joy in learning. Even when you create 100 terrible works, I certainly have, and in this case, consistency is another critical skill to master. Keep at it every day, even if you feel like you lack talent. I have certainly felt this way many times, even to the point where after 3 years of my self-educating journey, I thought I should be able to do this or that by now, otherwise I just don't have the talent. The interesting thing is that I kept at it consistently, and only in the past 6 months have things started to click, and I've seen a huge improvement. Learning art is enjoyable for me because it allows me to be creative and express myself, and art can convey emotions better than words. Creating art can also be a calming experience for me. I also noticed that I started to see more details in the world around me, and all those little things make learning art really rewarding. By the way, have you watched The Last of Us? I think most of you have, and I think it's my new favorite series ever. The lighting in the series creates such a moody and gloomy atmosphere. I've even done some studies inspired by it for this challenge. Studying your favorite movies or series is such a great idea, as it can help fill the void after a series has ended. Learning art is hard, and failure is something you cannot avoid. However, in addition to artistic skills, it's important to remember to train your consistency and patience. It takes a lot of time to become good and to achieve the things you always wanted to. Don't give up, and I'll be with you on this journey. You can follow this channel to stay updated and inspired. Maybe in a few years I can look back at this video and think to myself, wow, she had a lot to learn. And I might also start learning to lose my Dutch accent. I hope you don't mind it in my videos. I'm still learning. See you the next time, or maybe in a few years. Bye!